Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Yes. Man. Yes. We are live. Sorry for the delay. I can't even talk.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
I know that's right. Again, sorry for the delay. Always technical difficulties. Always when you try to do something live. Always. This is the OtisWho podcast. I am your host, OtisWho.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
How many people watching right now? Is it just that one person? Thank you. OtisWho podcast, the audience of one. Before I even get started, you know what I need you to do? Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if this is your first time here, and if I'm earning your subscription, please. And also, too, let me introduce the one and only. Please, I hope it's something different this time. Holla at him, man. Holla at him.
Nation. It's the sensational one. Haitian in the house. Haitian is in the house.
Okay, I tell you what. We got to work on that for real. We got to work on that. But it's all good. But check this out.
I could have sang it.
No, you couldn't. You wouldn't be here. With that being said, did you check on that though? Did you check and see if it's showing up live on YouTube?
Yeah.
It's showing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We in there.
All right, we good. Okay, all right. With that being said, let's get this show started. This is the hump day version of the news, what's going on. I'm trying my best to find national worldly news. But if St. Louis, I'm here from St. Louis, keeps showing their ass the way they doing, I have no choice but to report what I see, what's going on in our own backyard. Right. And unfortunately, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff going on in our own backyard, unfortunately. We had a horrific accident that took place over the weekend. What else we had going on? We had the sentencing of the guy who killed Nipsey Hussle. We have children being held up at gunpoint. We also have a nationwide story. One nationwide story, which I'm going to save that to last.
Okay.
Because that's very interesting.
Okay.
But before we even get started, let's go. Like I always say, the majority of my news and my information comes from Voice of the People, VOTP_news on Instagram. So please do me a favor, head on over to Instagram, over to VOTP_news. Just drop a little comment, letting them know, hey, OtisWho from the OtisWho podcast is keeping us updated with his commentary on what you guys are bringing to the forefront. Yeah. I couldn't do it without him, for real. Like I said, it saved me a whole lot of time to going out and trying to research these stories. So if you want to hear and see the actual stories that I'm going to be bringing to you today without my commentary, go to VOTP_news, Voice of the People. They're right here in St. Louis. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get started on our first story, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And you know what? Let me do this. Okay. Let me do this here. Yeah. Hey, I need to get you some headphones. They coming. I have them, but I need to get a long cord. But okay. I got my own little music playing in a background. Okay. You know, we need some nice little underground lane music. So yeah. So with that being said, let's start with our first story.
Okay.
Sad one. And there is a byproduct. There's another story attached to this that I want to get into. Okay. But first of all, this beautiful young lady was in town for a volleyball tournament. Let me just read it. Teen's legs amputated after driver speeds through traffic sign. But why was he on the streets to begin with? Janae, how you say that last name?
Edmondson.
Thank you, my dyslexic, stuttering ass. Janae Edmondson had to have both of her legs amputated after being struck by a car Saturday night that ran through a traffic sign. Edmondson was in St. Louis visiting from Tennessee for a volleyball tournament. As she was crossing the street at 11th and St. Charles downtown, 21-year-old Daniel Riley, that's this asshole right above her, he basically ran a yield sign. Okay. No, let me make sure I'm reading this right. I might be. Yeah, the 21-year-old Daniel Riley drove his Audi through a traffic sign, causing a Chevy Malibu to crash into him. When the Malibu struck the Audi, it caused the Audi to hit Edmondson, sending her body across the roof of the vehicle, then onto the ground. With all that being said, this young lady's legs had to be amputated because this young man ran the yield sign. Now, but that's not even the kicker. That's not even the kicker. Let's just keep reading. Okay. Many are hurt and now angry with questions as to why Raleigh was free to roam the St. Louis streets after violating his GPS monitoring system 21 times.
51.
My fault, 51 times, and almost a dozen times in the last few weeks. He is also awaiting trial for a robbery he committed in 2020. Now, here's the kicker. Now, let's get to this other story. Now, here's the kicker, though. Here's the kicker. They asked the prosecuting attorney here in St. Louis, Kim Gardner.
Yeah.
Let me get to her.
Okay.
They asked Kim Gardner, why was this man out on bail, or on bond or whatnot? Hold on, just give me 1 second. I want you to see her face. I want you to see her face. They asked her, okay, and this is what she said. She said that it was the judge's fault that the young man was out on the streets. The judge responded back quickly and said, it is not his responsibility. And also, too, it is not reported to the judge. It's reported to the attorneys that's on record. Who's on record? Kim Gardner. Or if not Kim Gardner, it's the attorneys that she's in charge of, because they're coming out of her office.
Right.
Okay? So she lied just that quick. She has a history of doing an inept job.
Yeah.
Let me just read this article real quick, okay? The president of the Missouri Senate, Caleb Rowden, wants Kim Gardner to resign like yesterday. Rowden stated that with the now high-profile car accident case where a Tennessee girl lost her legs, it looks bad that Gardner and her office failed to put the suspect in the case back in jail after having over 50 violations of his bond conditions. Kim Gardner is incompetent and grossly unfit to hold her office. Senate President Pro Tem Caleb Rowan of the from Columbia. He's a Republican, obviously. She should resign, or I will systematically and aggressively work with my colleagues in the Mo League to ensure her incompetence isn't putting more lives in danger. Now, I'm going to say this real quick.
Okay.
They're going to try their best, like they're doing now, to make this political.
Oh, yeah.
It's not political, but they're going to try their best to make it political. Now, let's make this clear right now. I'm neither Republican or a Democrat. I'm an independent.
Don't matter.
If anything. In this situation, it don't even matter. It doesn't matter about her race, gender, or any of that.
Right.
To me, there is no excuse, there is no explanation for that man to be out on the streets and for him to violate his GPS 51 times. 51 times. And no one thought to go check on this man?
He just leave it at the crib and hit the streets.
Whatever he doing.
Yeah.
So
And he ain't supposed to be driving.
he's not supposed to be driving. He's not supposed to be driving.
Yeah. That's what makes it even worse. You know what I'm saying? You violating your laws, out on bond, which you ain't staying in condition.
With a GPS,
Yeah,
first of all,
tracking, ankle bracelet, ankle monitor.
I don't understand that. Now, we have this new police chief here in St. Louis City. I don't know what city he came from. I don't know his background.
Right.
But since he been in office, it ain't been looking good.
Ain't nothing changed.
Ain't nothing. Of course, granted, let's keep it real. It's too early. I mean, but come on now.
Yeah, but something like that.
Hey, I don't know.
Hey man, you know, back in the day, during our time, you take you alter that bracelet, they at your door in a heartbeat.
Man.
OtisWho.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.